I'm the only Sir Cracker, and this is our garden. Stick around. Let's see what happens. By the way, this is my wife. Say hi, wife.
Mrs. Cracker.
See you soon.
Hey! Well, I'm the only Sir Cracker, and that was a quick update. Hey there, this is the only Sir Cracker, and I'm coming to you from the front yard today. It's the only Sir Cracker. Guess what? I knew the camera was on the entire time, because I'm having fun. YouTube friends, I'm the only Sir Cracker, and today in my garden, well, it's kind of sad and depressing as the year comes to a fold. A lot has gone on in the last couple of weeks. I've been extremely busy with work, and so come along and I'll show you my yard. Just I'm gonna go ahead and finish my cup of coffee first, and then I'll show you what's been happening. Okay, so the lighting is not quite right. It's I think it's about 6:30. No, it's not. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. It's in the fall now. The sun is already starting to set, so got to shoot this video and make it quick so you can see what's going on. So if you remember, this pot here had my onions in it, and as you can see, they're gone. They are all gone. I have picked all the onions, and they are gone. Lavender is looking amazing. Look at this. It is putting on more flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest the flowers again. And I have I've done this a few times. They smell absolutely amazing. I love how purple and gorgeous they are. Over here, this is the basil I cut back really hard. There's a weed in here, it looks like. A weed? Yeah, that is a weed. No, it's not a weed. What is it? It is a weed. Oh, I can't get it. There we go. Ooh, look at that root. Wow. So, these are the ones I harvested really hard, and they're starting to come back a little bit. Of course, the rosemary is just looking amazing. I could probably go for another good trim on that. And look, the carrots are gone. There's a story behind this. Children. One day I was at work, and I come home, and the wife's like, "Don't be mad, the kids got into the carrots." Okay. I was saving them, but okay. Luckily, I got to salvage, I'd say probably about 1.5 pounds after they've been sliced, and I've got them in the freezer, in a freezer bag, which I'll show you here in a little bit. Actually, I'm going to show you today my entire harvest, everything that I've gotten so far, and I've preserved throughout the year, so stick with me. Alright, so more rosemary, looking good. Now this stuff here, pretty soon, I would say in the next few days, I'm going to actually, well, I'll probably harvest some more today, cut it back a little bit, but in a few days here, this is going into the garage to overwinter so it doesn't freeze, and the same with the basil. Do the same thing with it. This here is going to flower, it looks like already. I may just let the basil go. Of course, more lavender. And hey, wait a minute. That's right, you're not imagining things. The corn is gone. Yeah. And as you can see here attached to my pole, it's open. We had a freak storm the other day. The dog was outside with the kids, and a bolt of lightning came down about a block or two away and was loud enough to scare the dog. And the dog panicked and jumped through it. So it all went out and down, and corn kind of went too. That's okay. I harvested a little bit of corn. That wasn't quite ready yet, but we salvaged a little bit. I may, I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just toss it. But we took all the corn stalks and everything that were here, and I put them out front for some decoration, so it's kind of nice around a pole there. Let's see, then we've got, of course, cabbage, which isn't doing much of anything. Let's see, some parsley. The peas that were here, they're pretty much all dying off now. There's a a couple of pea pods that have opened themselves up, and they're ready to be harvested for seeds. So we'll go in through that process here. Let me get you over here. So I have one head of cabbage. It's pretty good size. It's hard, but there's some sort of bug got in here and started eating away at it. I may still go ahead and harvest that. And then the one over there, that's the best looking one I've got. It's pretty. There's no head yet, but it's gorgeous. And there are still a few carrots hiding in the bucket over here. So I haven't told the kids they're there. I don't think the kids know they're there. We're going to kind of let them stay there and see if I can get them to be nice and big and get a lot more carrots for Thanksgiving in this country. A lot of you viewers of mine aren't here in this country. You guys are in the United States, and we have a holiday on the 25th, I believe it is, of November called Thanksgiving. And it's where all the white people celebrate the fact, basically, that we conquered this land and we beat the shit, or beat the tar out of the Mexicans. Yeah, that too. Out of the natives and kind of, we made peace with them. BS. I am not proud of my American side, but I'm not going to say too much about it because, well, I am American and I have a lot of American viewers, so we are not the nicest of people in our past sometimes. Okay, so let me give you a quick update. So I went ahead and I put some metal up here on the fence. I hope you can see this with the sun blaring right here at you. I put some metal on the fence to try to protect this pumpkin. Well, this pumpkin is not doing what it's supposed to. It's all shriveling up already. Plant looks healthy and good. It's just, it isn't working. So, pumpkin on the fence. I will not do this again next year. Like I've said before, this was just a complete failure. It did accomplish the fact that I didn't want it on the ground so I could mow the lawn. But, it was worth a good shot. It was a good try. So, cherry tomatoes are putting on more cherries. Hopefully they'll be able to do their thing before the frost comes. When the frost gets here, it's going to totally kill all of my plants. We have another week or two, I'm sure, before that happens. So, lots of new growth is happening here on the Alaskan Fancy. Lots of new growth. I have tons of tomatoes all over this thing. And there's a few in the back that are starting to ripen up. This plant right here is my favorite. I am so growing this again next year and the year after and the year after. I have done so much harvest off of this one plant. It is absolutely insane. This is, gosh, all my viewers already know what it is, but I'll say it again. This is the First Lady, and it produces some really good tomatoes. Now, this is a smaller tomato of what it produces, but it's a really nice tomato. It's great for canning. It's good for pretty much anything. I mean, stewed tomatoes, even a little small, but it's great for them. A little salt. My wife likes salt and pepper on her tomatoes and eats them raw like that. They're great for salads. They're pretty much, I mean, all around, it's a good tomato. Lots of meat inside. There's still, juice and seeds, but very good tomato. And this thing has just produced and produced and produced. I've got probably another, well, if the weather holds up, I could probably harvest once or twice more. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. Yeah, my peppers are looking okay. They're not the best of the best. They're still producing some flowers. I still got a few bell style peppers on here. So these are all the Chinese giants. And there's a bunch of them. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. And just like the rest, I mean, these cherries are just putting them on. I mean, I'm getting them all over here. They're just putting on new cherry tomatoes and looking great. This is the lemon pepper that I harvested off of, and I thought it was gonna die. It was all wilting and half dead. Some of the leaves are falling off of it, but it's putting on new growth. All still get a couple days of a little bit of warmth, and it starts perking back up again, which is quite nice. So this is the cabbage in here that I have, and the bugs have just gone crazy on it. It's huge. It's grown so much since I've put it in here, but it's not producing any head. The strawberries, they put off a few, but I'm not a big fan of strawberries that have, bites taken out of it and stuff. So they're not the best. It'll be better next year. If you look back behind the tomatoes there's some marigolds you can see kind of popping back out there. And they're just huge thing. And that's all come out of the pot right next to it. And they're just massive, massive, massive marigolds. So, and cucumbers, nothing. I have one. I'm actually about to pick this guy here. So the last one I have left of my crookneck squash. I had 3 in total. The dog got a hold of. I went ahead and picked it. It's a nice squash. The dog got a hold of the last 2 that we had recently, and this plant, I've been thinking about how many it put off this year. This plant probably put about 8 or 9 crookneck squash. Now this is a really, really, really small squash. Really, really small. This is like a dwarf compared to what it should be. But, beggars can't be choosers, and I got to get to it before the dog does. So next year, we're going to be probably in a completely different garden, hopefully, if everything works the way it's supposed to. And I won't have this issue, I hope, next year. I'm going to fence off my garden from the children and from the dog. I'll probably put like a 6-foot chain link fence around my garden or something and try to keep the animals out. So kind of make it more my space. The animals, the dog and the kids. So this guy, he's done. I'm going to pull him out of the ground here, throw him in the mulch pile. I still have to move my mulch pile here before the weather gets too bad and get everything moved over, which isn't going to be that big of a deal. It's actually pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just a little bit of physical labor. My peas, put those down for a second. My peas are putting off some really nice little pea pods. And I love sweet peas. They're absolutely delicious. The only thing is, I didn't grow a whole lot of them this year. So what I'm doing is letting as many pea pods as I can come to full term and produce really nice seeds for next year, because next year I'm going to plant a ton of peas. I'm going to go absolutely bonkers with my peas next year. There's a bunch of other things I'm going to grow too, but peas are definitely one of the ones I'm really going to grow a lot of. And I figure I might as well harvest all the seeds. And then, because I've already had a few of them, they taste absolutely amazing. So I want to harvest the seeds and regrow them again next year. That way I don't have to buy any more packets of seeds. So, which is definitely something I don't want to spend any more money than I have to. So, as you can see, the yard, it's kind of gross. I got pine needles all over, which is a great indication that fall is here. So, you know what? It's a nice Sunday evening. I might put a fire in that fire pit and sit by the fire tonight. That might be kind of relaxing. I got to go to work in the morning, so might as well go out with a big bang for my weekend, Okay, so that's everything for out here. Let me continue the tour downstairs. Okay, so this is the first time I have seen this in a week. So let's see how well it's doing. I'm honest here. I haven't seen what's behind me and what's been growing on. So let's take a look together and see how it looks. And not too shabby. Everything is alive for the most part. Looks like everything is good. Nothing is dead. Oh, the albino might be dead. I don't know. It's got a little bit of growth on here, but a lot of leaves are falling off. It's got plenty of water in there. Okay, tomato plant. It doesn't look like it's producing any new leaves right off. No, I think it probably went into shock. May have to get another one. I want to try to do this. I don't think it will. But, let's see. Okay, so I brought this guy downstairs. He was in my kitchen window, but he just wasn't getting enough light. So we'll see how he ends up turning out. Okay. Wow. This guy looks good. He's my lemon plant. He looks pretty good. Hiding back here is the yellow peter that I pulled out of the ground. I've already got a little bit of growth going on, hopefully. Looking good. Oh, and then this pepper. Looking kind of sad. I might want to check him, see if he needs any more water. Oh yeah, he's dry. So I'll put a little bit of water in him. Look at that. Oh my gosh. My, what's it called? Spider plant. There's another name for it. I can't remember the name of it. Spider plant's looking good. She's growing nicely. So is that. Needs more water. Oh my gosh. The avocado. Look at the new growth on that avocado. Oh my gosh. That's within this last week. That's looking great. Really is liking the new light. Cool. And how's my pepper here? Oh, we have... Okay. You know what? I've been dealing with this for a while and I'm so tired of this. This has got little white bugs on it. I believe they're called aphids. And I am so sick and tired of these damn things. Yeah, it's just loaded with aphids. She is very unhealthy. Okay, so I'm gonna have to treat this, and because of that, I'm gonna have to treat all my plants now, I think. And I've got these little black gnat-like things that are flying around here, so I don't know what's going on with that. If you have any suggestions, please let me know what I could do about these little teeny weeny black flies, how I can get rid of those. And as far as these aphids go, well, I'm gonna have to take this guy outside and treat him very, very well, which is, you know what? That's the second time I've had to treat this thing. I may just have to cut it all the way back to nothing again. That's what I'll do. I will cut it all the way back to nothing, and let's see what I can do with that. Okay, that's kind of depressing. Moving on over. Let's see what else I can give you a little close up here of what's going on. Look at these things. They're literally crawling all over my plant. And this is just sick. Yep. Little aphid. Look at this. This entire bud is completely covered in these things. I don't know if it'll focus here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Look at that. Just completely covered in what I believe is aphids. So, even here, look at this blossom. So I'm going to hack this sucker back to nothing. So, because I don't have a tripod for my phone, which is what I record this on, let's do some magic. Abracadabra! Alright, there you go. I have cut it all off. It's all right there on the floor. So now it is time to treat this thing again. This time I have no leaves on it, so there's no place for anything to hide. Hopefully I haven't killed my plant. I have a good feeling that I have. Ugh, they're crawling all over me. Look at this. They're crawling. You see it? Crawling everywhere. Nasty. All right. The other thing is I got to do something about all my other plants in the house and pray to God that they didn't get this nasty stuff all over them too. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this. I'll be right back. All right. What I'm using here is a water and soap solution. I've read online that this works. It helps block and keep all of the bugs from being able to basically breathe. It's supposedly what it does. So hopefully this works. I don't have any, I believe it's called mycin or neomycin or whatever it's called. There's this mineral, I think it's a mineral that I can get my hands on. Well, I don't have any. I am absolutely determined to keep this plant. So I'm hoping this works. I'm just going to smother it in this soapy water solution and hopefully it is going to kill everything. So I hope this works. I really would like to keep this plant. It was really fun to grow, and yeah, we'll see. So here's to here's to trying to fix my problem, I guess. Okay, and just for some kicks and giggles, because I don't think it's going to work, but I figured, what the heck. I took some of my lavender and I put down in the bottom and some rosemary, and I even put some marigolds in there. So hopefully that'll make them want to go away, but I doubt it. But for kicks and giggles, no sense in not putting this back down in the little grow room area there. The plants down there, if they're infected, they're already infected. So there's nothing in the world that I'm going to do now to prevent any further infection. So I'd hate to lose everything that's down there, but at this point in time, I've pretty much already infected everything that's there. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue on and put this back down there. And yeah, because those are all infected too. And then probably spray them too with some of this soap solution. Okay, well, back in the grow room with it. And I just kind of gone over it and sprayed the crap out of it. And then just now got done. You can see on the window, I sprayed the soapy water. I just sprayed my other plants. I'm looking on my plants here, and I don't see any more of that crazy growth. Or not growth, but the bugs. So it looks like the bugs are really just on the purple jalapeno, but it doesn't look like I have any on anything else. Everything looks like it needs to be watered really well though. So I will go ahead and water everything else. So that's it. I mean, there's not a whole lot in this room. It's kind of depressing, to be honest with you, because I've already treated this plant once already. Last time I did it, I should have just cut it all off and done it that way. But you know what? Oh well. There's not a whole lot I can do at this point, These don't look to be infected, but they could be infected, so it's kind of hard to tell. But if I lost a lot of them, well, I lose a lot of them, and then I just start all over again. That's part of growing indoors, is you can have bad bugs, but then you don't have the good bugs to balance out the bad bugs. And that's what happens inside. If this plant would have been outdoors, wouldn't have been no big deal. All of these bugs would have been eaten up by, other things. And, it would have been equal balance and everything would have been fine. But because I brought it in, I took away all of their predators, which is like ladybugs and that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and water everything. And while I do that, enjoy my next video, where I kind of show you all. Hold on a second. I'll show you everything. Hey there, YouTube friends. Okay, so basically, this is it for the season. I am done for the most part. As I just showed you, I have some tomatoes left that if it doesn't freeze, we'll be able to go ahead and process those and can them. Or eat them, because we love eating them too. And then, of course, there's some peppers and stuff out there. I want to show you what we've got so far for the season. So, take a look down here. So I went ahead and I got 4 onions this year. These are called Walla Walla Sweets. That's all I've gotten. There was actually more throughout the year, but unfortunately they've just either been lost or I used a couple of them in one of my recipes.
And our children ate a few.
And the children, of course, yeah, ate a few. Thank you. And they are my favorite. They're sweets. They don't last very long after they've been picked. If you get one that isn't as sweet, more sharper of a taste or bitter, it has more, I believe it's called capsaicin in it. I think that's what I'm looking for. Maybe that's in the peppers. But it makes them last longer. So I just harvested the last and the only crookneck squash. It's very, very small for a crookneck. Unfortunately, the dogs and the kids and everybody else has gotten into it and kind of taken that off.
Yeah, the dog's been eating it like Scooby snacks.
Yeah. And then our tomatoes. I absolutely love this brand tomatoes. This was called First Lady. I will definitely be growing this again next year and hopefully the year after. This is a poor example of that tomato, but it has been absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful tomato. And so then it brings us to everything that I've canned. Now, there's a little cheating going on here. I have 3 jars here that I've went ahead and canned of sauerkraut. This was a process. So if you decide that you want to do sauerkraut, you can. It's very easy to do, but it's a long process, and there are videos on YouTube. You can find them. What I've done after I've processed them, they sit in a container and they ferment. And once they're done fermenting, then I put them in their jars and I process them in a water bath for about 20 minutes. And, it did great. As you can see, there's a little bit of headspace on this one here. It's just because I didn't have enough to fill it, but you can still go ahead and can that. It's not very, very anal retentive whatsoever. And over here, you see there's an empty jar for stewed tomatoes. We lost one. It was sealed. It was ready to go. It was good for the year. And I just went down to grab all of these recently here, and it went bad. The seal broke at some point in time. And so we lost 1 can of stewed tomatoes, which would have been just like this one here. And, all I did is I quartered the tomatoes and I put them in the jars and put them in the water bath. And there's these ones. So I've got 2 of those. Look like I made it 3. These are also stewed. And, ooh, you guys got to check this out. I just made this one the other day. This one is fantastic. Every piece of this salsa came out of my garden. I've got tomatoes in here. I've got green peppers in here. I've got onion in here, and I've got some garlic. Well, I guess the garlic didn't come out of my garden, and then I just threw a little dash of cayenne pepper to bring the heat up, and this is going to be some amazing salsa. And I have another one that wasn't quite a full jar, so I just went ahead and put it in the refrigerator, and this will do good in the refrigerator for, I would say, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the very most, but we'll eat it up. And it's great to put in, not only with eating with chips and that kind of thing, but also putting in dishes, macaroni and cheese and that kind of thing it's really good with. And we have 3 different ones over here. I don't know if you can see them. I have applesauce that I made. I got some applesauce. I believe I got it at a farmer's market, if I remember correctly, but I'm not 100%. And I just canned some applesauce, and that's pretty simple too.
We got the apples at the farmer's market. We made the applesauce.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the clarification. And this is a good little process too. You dice up your apples and you cook them for a period of time, and you can find videos online for that as well. So we've done all of those. Now, these did not come out of the garden here, but you know what? Sometimes.
Yeah, our cabbage didn't make it.
Yeah, our cabbage didn't make it, but this is about how much we would have gotten if we would have had decent cabbage. And then, what was this one? Oh, I made homemade spaghetti sauce. Probably, I think it was, what one was this? In September. So this is probably a few weeks back. I made homemade spaghetti sauce. And that was pretty simple too. It was just a matter of putting all the ingredients together and cooking it down and then putting it in the jars and canning it. So we covered those 2. Let's see. Oh, this one. This is the no pepper salsa that I made. And we tried this as well. This was very good. And I got
corn did not come out of our garden.
No, the corn did not, unfortunately. I think the majority of it, though, did, right? I mean, we got the onions out of the garden.
Everything else came out of our garden except for the corn.
And there were some spices, I think, that didn't come out. But other than that. All right, so that makes all of these. We already covered all these guys. Here we go. We had some bread and butter pickles. And I got 3 big jars of bread and butter pickles. Now, these were all out of our garden this year. And next year, I would like to double...
Except for the seasoning.
Oh, the seasoning, yeah. Well, what did I have in here? I put, let's see, those were, what do they call them? Mustard seeds and that sort of thing was, yeah, I guess you're right. You're right.
And the garlic.
And the garlic, yeah. So those came out, those all came out of our garden. I want to double
We
that
are
next year.
planning on doing our own garlic next year.
Yes, absolutely. That would be fantastic. Got to start at this time of year, though, I think.
I don't think so.
2 cans of kosher. I am so proud of these. I made these myself, and we actually cracked 2 of these open already and eaten them. And they are amazing. They didn't come out as crispy as I wanted to.
We figured out why.
We did figure out why. I believe you're supposed to slice them and put them in salt for a little while and help get a little bit of the moisture out of them. So we got those, and you have seen our peppers. These are jalapenos, and these were given to me by a friend of mine. The peppers were
Out of his garden.
Yeah, out of his garden. I did not grow them myself, so I'm not taking full credit for that, but I did pickle them myself. And these are actually going to be a Christmas present this year. And that's going to be pretty easy to do. I'm going to take the ring off and put a piece of probably red fabric or something on it. They'll have some peppers. And we'll just screw the cap back on and give it as a Christmas present. And then my little friends, these are the purple jalapenos.
That look green.
They definitely turned green. Yes, they did. And I did not know they were going to do that until they did that. And
looked it up, and it's due to the vinegar in there.
It is the vinegar and it's the heat too, I believe. So, but this is just loaded with onions and garlic and.
Our other purple peppers turned yellow.
Yeah, they did. So, okay, well, there's those. Oh, are you going to go show the other ones I got hanging? And these are the lemon peppers we have in here. And all I did is I took some fishing line. I think this is like 20-pound tests. And I thread them through the peppers. And then I've got a whole bunch over here too. And what's going on is I'm drying them. And once they're dry, then I will probably throw them in a bag and grind them up as I need them or whatnot for chili or some sort of food thingy. So that's what I've got going on. Oh, and of course we harvested a ton of basil this year and lavender. This is the lavender that I've harvested recently. I don't know why that's in there. That doesn't belong in there. This is the lavender I recently harvested. This is going to get crushed up and put.
To make a good note on this, excuse the mess. This is edible lavender, not garden variety lavender.
Yes, there is a huge difference. And yes, excuse the mess. I have 3 jars, peanut butter jars here. This is what I got for rosemary. And I will harvest a little bit more, but this is what I've got for rosemary this year. And it smells amazing. And this is my basil that I got this year. I don't know if you can see it. And then we had a bunch of the red peppers. And so I went ahead and dehydrated a bunch of red peppers in the oven to see if it would work. And it did.
Bell peppers, not hot peppers.
Correct. These are bell peppers. And they've got kind of this spicy like smell to them. They're absolutely divine. I mean, they're just absolutely amazing. So we've already added these a few times now to different recipes and stuff. There was actually more than that, but good use for the glass peanut butter jars. And I won't mention any names or anything, but it's one of the only brands on the market that produce still the glass containers, and I love it. I wish everybody did, because the plastic is just non-reusable and not very good for our environment, but that's another story. So anyways,
Useful for my crafts.
okay, well, that's pretty much it for us. Like I said, my wife said, please excuse our mess. We do have 2 children that are under the age of 5 years old, and so they are pretty messy. So that's it from here. It has been an absolute pleasure to spend this year with you, and I'm going to be really sad this winter to not be in my garden and enjoying the great outdoors. But
Hopefully we're buying a house.
yeah, hopefully we own a house next year and we have a bigger and more beautiful garden. And I'll put, there's a lot of things that are going to be different. The potatoes.
Oh, we are doing potatoes.
We are doing potatoes, yes. We want to do potatoes. The pumpkins hopefully will be on the ground instead of on the fence, which I think will make a big difference. And also, if I have a fence of some sort to be able to keep out the dogs and the children from destroying my bountiful harvest.
They ate all my carrots.
Oh man, they destroyed. Oh yeah, stay right here. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. I wanted to show you also what I totally forgot to get the stuff out of the freezer to show you. I did save some carrots. I put them in a double bagged them because these are not freezer bags. But all I've done is I've diced them up. You can see this. I diced them up, put them in a Ziploc bag, squeezed all the air out of them, put them inside another Ziploc bag, and threw them in the freezer.
Thanksgiving.
This is exactly that. This is going to be for our Thanksgiving. This year, instead of doing Thanksgiving turkey, because the wife and
I'm making vegetarian.
Woo! The wife and I are really strong on the idea of staying away from, basically protein.
Meat.
Yeah, protein, especially non-renewable protein, and animals such as turkeys are unfortunately just.
Maybe I'll make a video about that.
Yeah, not nice. It's really not nice what we've done.
No,
And
about Thanksgiving.
Oh, about Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah.
Not the.
So take a
animals.
look in this bag. This is amazing. I don't know if you can see in here, you guys. Look at this. This is all.
Oh, that smells really good.
These are all the bell peppers, green bell peppers that I've harvested so far. I have a few purples in here.
And a few that we got from Francis Gardens.
Yeah, and a couple that I've gotten from Francis Gardens. This is amazing for putting in stews, soups, stir fries, and that
Spaghetti,
that sort of thing. So then I did the same thing because I don't have good Ziploc bags for freezers. I just kind of squeeze a little bit of the air out of there and I double bag it.
or the food saver I want so bad.
Hey, yeah, I was going to mention that on another video. If any of y'all out there really, 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 really like me, hint, hint, for Christmas, a food saver would be really cool.
Or a dehydrator.
Dehydrator. Yeah, that's on my wish list. I'll have to call Santa Claus personally and see if I can get him to do that for me.
Burst the house.
Anywho, back to what I was saying before I forgot about the stuff in the freezer. It's been an absolute pleasure. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos and subscribing and leaving comments. And I look forward to doing this again next year.
We'll do more videos, just not about the garden. We have lots of baking to do, and Thanksgiving we're doing, like I said, vegetarian pot pies instead of the traditional meat. We might do one about making those, and there's lots of other videos we can do.
That means I gotta
tide
clean the
us
kitchen,
over.
though.
I don't clean, so it's all up to you.
I'm the only Sir Cracker,
I'm his wife.
and I will see you next time.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Cracker, and this is my husband's garden.
Hey there, I'm the only Sir Cracker, and you just finished watching my video. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching my videos. And please leave comments. Tell me what you like, don't like, what you'd like to see more of. If there's something that just kind of made you think of something, whatever it is, please let me know in the comments box below, or join me in our discussions on my main page. Also, thumbs up is always welcome, and so is subscribing. So, anyways, like always, I am the only Sir Cracker, and this, well, this is a great day for a picnic, don't you think? See you next time. Bye.